Ever wondered what it feels like to wake up to screaming, smoke, and chaos all at once, knowing a riot is raging just outside your window?
That kind of chaos throws you straight into survival mode. In this episode, we're diving into Chapter 7 of Edith Bulbring's The Mark, where the market turns into a battleground filled with fire, fear, and a desperate scramble for survival.
I'm here with you, and together we'll unravel what sparked the riot, why even the innocent joined the madness, and what this tells us about life in Slum City.
Stick around, because we'll break down the events as they unfold. The explosive start, the brutal crowd justice, the eerie return to normality, and the deeper reasons behind everyone's actions.
So let's set the scene. Kitty and Juliet are jolted awake by screams and smoke. They rush to the balcony, and right there, a full-blown riot is tearing through the market.
It spirals fast, wagons overturned, set on fire, people everywhere. The thing is, they're not just watching. Kitty and Juliet immediately think looting means opportunity. They jump right in, braving the chaos to snatch whatever they can.
I find it wild that their instinct is to join in, but honestly, in a place where you have so little, it almost feels like a twisted holiday until the violence takes over.
Exactly, but that thrill quickly turns to terror. The crowd's out of control, and the authorities called the Locusts arrive, weapons out, ready to crack down hard.
What really stands out is how the riot turns deadly. The Locusts drag out prisoners, and the crowd, hyped up by their leaders, gets to decide their fate. It's brutal. The prisoners are stoned, and no one blinks.
That moment is so intense. The Director of Justice and Peace and Cockroach, the terrifying head of the Locusts, stir up the mob, almost choreographing the violence to hide the truth about those prisoners.
It's disturbing how quickly that crowd goes from looting together to turning on the accused, almost like it's all part of the show.
And then, just as fast as the violence starts, it ends. The bodies are carted away, and people start queuing peacefully at stalls again. That snap back to normal is chilling.
The character of Cockroach really fascinates me. He's got this reputation where even the Locusts are scared to cross him, and the crowd practically melts away when he's near.
His nickname is so fitting. Cockroaches are hard to kill, impossible to ignore, and kind of revolting. He orders the Locust Warden to rile up the people, making the crowd believe their food supply is under threat.
It almost feels like letting the riot happen is a strategy. Let everyone burn off some resentment, then clamp down and pretend things are fine, like a pressure valve for the city.
And that cycle keeps everyone on edge, but strangely obedient. Even in the aftermath, life resumes as if violence is just another inconvenience.
Switching gears, the riot triggers old wounds too. Kitty's fear of fire comes from saving Juliet during a blaze when they were kids. She got badly burned, and you can feel how deep that scar runs.
That memory really shapes Juliet's loyalty. She feels she owes Kitty her life, and it explains why she's so furious when the tree museum burns. It's not just about losing trees, it's about reliving trauma and feeling helpless all over again.
What really hits me is Juliet wishing for the arsonists to pay in skin and blood for every leaf. That kind of rage isn't just about property, it's personal, almost primal.
And it shows how loss, injustice, and memory all collide in moments like these, transforming grief into anger and sometimes revenge.
Let's tackle the big ethical question. Are Juliet and the others justified in looting during the riot, or is it just plain theft?
I get why people do it. When you're starving and society's stacked against you, grabbing what you can feels like survival, not crime. But then, there's the argument that stealing's always wrong, even in chaos.
It's such a dilemma, because the laws mainly protect the privileged while the poor are left to fend for themselves. That desperation pushes people to cross moral lines.
And the story doesn't let you forget. Behind every act, good or bad, there's history, trauma, and a system that sets people up to break.
Looking back, three things really stand out. First, chaos and violence can become frighteningly normal when survival is at stake.
Second, people's choices, whether looting or looking away, are shaped by a mix of trauma, need, and the pressure of authority figures like Cockroach.
Third, even in the worst moments, old wounds and loyalties shape who we protect and what we fight for. That's especially true for Kitty and Juliet.
If you're reading this chapter, try this. Pay attention to how quickly people shift from chaos back to order, and ask yourself, what would you have done? That reflection can change the way you see both the story and your own world.